on Friday they released the Twitter files, right? And it was Matt Taibbi. But so yesterday, Matt Taibbi comes out and he goes, so the way that this happened is Elon Musk goes, here's our chief of legal, like our head general counsel at Twitter. His name's Jim. You'll talk to Jim and Jim will get you all the documents you need. Right. Okay. So
I think I saw a bit of this.
So Jim is giving him all the documents, right?
At Twitter.
Jim, the head of legal.
Currently at Twitter.
Not anymore, but
okay.
So Jim is giving him all this stuff, being like, here's all the documents.
Giving Elon Musk all this stuff.
No, giving Matt Taibbi. Elon Musk, all he said
Elon Musk says, hey, Jim, give this
here's
stuff
a journalist, Matt Taibbi. Here's our head of legal. He goes, you two talk. Give him anything he wants, right?
I gotcha. Big for Matt Taibbi. What a
huge. Matt Taibbi got like, dude, I watched him. Matt Taibbi got like 600,000 Twitter followers in like a day or something. But so anyways, he goes, give him all the stuff, right? So then he's feeding him all the stuff. And there was like, and even on Friday, they go like, oh, we're slightly delayed. There's like a bit of an issue getting like these things or whatever. So he starts releasing them. There was the one thing that I will say that was mistakenly said is Elon Musk was like, this is like a First Amendment issue, right? Because he goes like, this is a First Amendment violation. But it's not, because Biden wasn't in power. So he technically wasn't the government. But also it's like, for people to say that it was because of that fact, it's nothing, is also super dishonest. Because you're like, imagine if the Biden administration, you work at Twitter, they go, hey, can you help us out with this? Knowing that they're probably going to win the election and become the government, you could tell them to go fuck themselves. And now the new government hates you and has it out for you. So you're like, they obviously had some leverage there. But anyway, so then over the weekend, Matt Taibbi's like talking with Bari Weiss, and talking about how, yeah, I'm getting all this information from this guy, Jim. And she goes, who's Jim? Who's this guy? He goes, oh, Jim, his name's Jim Baker. And she's like, what? And so Jim Baker was the general counsel of the FBI up until 2018. He was the guy who was all like the Russiagate, Steele dossier, all that stuff.
So Elon Musk is basically like giving them their like monkey boy to try to go help with it.
Yeah, and he doesn't realize the dude's like the most like, compromised guy possible.
Sure.
He was the guy trying to take Trump down.
Also, how much would that guy have having to get that gig?
He loved it. What do you mean? He went from one position of power to another position.
I was thinking, if you're right, because he's just like, he's like loved it because I'm in charge of it. But if he did have to be like, hey, you have to go put all this stuff, give him all the stuff that screws over Biden, he wouldn't want to do that. But he was like, well, that's why I just won't. Yeah.
Well, that's why they're saying, they go, so what was he scrubbing from, like, you know, he was the one who had access to all the stuff.
Okay,
and
that's
he was feeding it to Matt Taibbi.
But the actual thing wasn't that crazy, but then we don't know what wasn't in it.
Well, now you don't know what Jim Baker like decided to, you know.
You just walk into his office, he's eating papers.
Oh, hi. But you don't know what he was like keeping back or what. But I mean, the dude is incredibly compromised.
Okay.
Like he literally resigned.
The most compromised.
He resigned from the FBI, was like an orange man bad professionally in the government,
Sure.
And then moved from the public to the private sector doing the exact same thing.
Okay.
In charge of Twitter. So he was the guy during the Hunter Biden laptop being like, maybe we should be cautious and like not release this. And you're like, yeah, because you don't want your guy to lose.
And this is the guy in charge of the whole thing now.
This is the guy in charge of like, so anyways, Elon Musk yesterday found out and fired him immediately.
Wow.
He said he exited him. He's been exited. But that was like, I agree. I read the Twitter thing and I go like, yeah, there's some stuff here. Like, I think what we thought, for the most part.
I guess it's only a bombshell if you like.
That's the bombshell.
If you didn't think any of it, but like I feel like everyone thinks that.
And the thing is
crazy. Like I don't like, who doesn't think that there was like crazy stuff on that laptop of him, you know, the piece, and then who doesn't think that like the government worked with Twitter to, you know,
but I mean,
stop
like the Trump administration also had a contact at Twitter.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
it's not like it was,
everyone important probably has a contact at places
exactly,
like this.
Exactly.
Sure, General Motors has a contact at Twitter.
But like, all the people on the left are being super dishonest by being like, oh, there's no, you know, there's no First Amendment thing. They're just like a company that was just being cautious. And you're like, well, not really. That's kind of dishonest to think that that's all that was happening, is they were just trying to be like cautious.
Yeah.
And you're like, nah,
no, that's not what happened.
And then once the Jim Baker thing, you're like, that's the hugest scandal.
No, there was the funny parts of it where they're like, you know, Biden's like, we need you to take this down, and it was like handled like that.
Yeah,
there was
a
a couple funny things, I guess. Like we're, like mafia style, where it's like we're gonna need some things to disappear. You know what I'm saying?
Totally. But apparently those were all just pictures of Hunter Biden's dick.
Well, that's what. So this is the best story. This guy wrote this big story, and that's why I wanted to write it. He goes, "No, you do not have a constitutional right to post Hunter Biden's dick pic to Twitter." This guy's fired up, right?
Fired.
So I want to say that yes, we do.
Yes, we do. It's what is it? What amendment is that?
That was in the original founding fathers when they were giving the speeches. They even said that.
Yeah.
We offer you life, liberty, dick pics
and the right to dick pics for all.
The right to get a hog on the web. We don't know what the web is yet, but once that comes out, you're gonna get the pics.
We don't even know what
there.
pictures are.
Yeah, well, this is, I guess, yeah. What you were kind of saying. The funny part is the hypocrisy or whatever to some degree, but like also funny was this guy. We like, I'm sure that there's a million people like that are like, yeah, there's not that we're all like fighting tooth and nail to get the videos of like Trump getting pissed on.
Of course. I mean, again, that's the thing. This guy Jim Baker was like
I want
Steele dossier guy.
I think 100% you have a constitutional right to get, if you put in your laptop and you leave it at a place and they get the dick pic. I mean, the bottom line is, I guess it's sort of like a revenge porn almost, but like,
well, yeah, I will say there is,
you can't stop it.
There is a legal element of, I guess you can't do. I don't know. I don't know what the actual law says.
About 6 years ago, I probably like when dick pics were hot, I said I would never send anything like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have too many tattoos, and I was like, in entertainment or whatever.
Smart.
And I was just like, there's no, like, I just feel like this can have bad consequences.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was, and I'm not a cautious person, but that was one thing I was cautious about. I wouldn't send that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And
although I did have videos of smashing on my phone that would be on the cloud. So I guess I don't know if that's better.
All right. Well, if you guess Ryan's password, you get access to them. Guess Ryan's password in email.
No, you can't, because it goes to I have two-factor security on everything.
Oh, all right. Well, then
two-factor security really does change the game, because no one can really hack.
There is one way around it. You still you have to spoof your SIM, which does happen.
Oh.
Yeah. But you need someone working at a phone company.
Oh.
Like if someone basically could find out what provider you're with, and they had someone working there, and they could spoof your SIM, and then now they can do your two-factor authentication. But they also
I don't have them on my phone now.
But they have to know your email, your password, your phone number, and have a contact.
I don't have them on my phone now.
Yeah.
So that's over. But I always felt like that was just all lead to bad news.
Yeah, the two-factor authentication is a game changer.
It changed the game, because someone needs to straight up have your phone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like probably, I bet you hacking is down like so much. Dude, you used to be able to hack someone back in the day, if you wanted to get into someone's email, you'd literally go, forgot my password. It goes, what city do you live in? And you go,
I know.
And then you're in.
Yeah, I know. That's true. I forgot about that. Yeah,
back in the day, hacking people's things was so fucking easy.
You have to know like one thing about them.
You had to know who he was. Like, what's your dad's name? And you go, I know him, so it's Bill. And then you go, you're in.
Yeah, you're in.
Because most of the passwords weren't that crazy.
No.
Or one of the password questions.
Right. Yeah,
what city do you live in? It's like you literally didn't know the city the guy lives in, and you could hack into the guy's email.
Yeah. I totally forgot that you could do that.
Hacking into people's Hotmails was like a cinch.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I was never a big email hacker.
So this guy definitely thinks that you can't see the dick pic,